Oh boy, do I have a doozy for you today. I know it's just days ago that I put out my last video in this series, giving updates in the Lake Louise fire situation following the arson that took place on July 3rd, which destroyed a building and caused 165 of us to be displaced. And just days after my final video, after all of my friends departed here at Sunshine Village, I get a news update, and this is what this video is going to be about. It's the news update regarding the trial of Timothy Anthony Peterson. He is the 40-year-old former employee for the ski resort who destroyed the building after he lit his bedroom on fire and apparently tried to kill himself, but instead ended up on the roof somehow and then fell off a 3-story ladder after the RCMP convinced him to come down. And a lot of us had been suspecting that they would try to pull this shit. The criminal lawyer, defense lawyer for this guy, according to the Calgary News article, is going to attempt to claim that he is not criminally liable due to his current mental condition, which I will tell you right now, given testimony that I have heard from a bus driver who was apparently one of his only 2 friends at the entire ski resort. He was texted the night before, and this threat was made that he was going to burn the building down. So unless you can prove, and I have no idea how this works in the legal sense, it may actually be provable that a mental distress, a momentary mental distress where you're not able to properly assess the actions of your consequences, can sustain over a several day or at least a full 24-hour period, given that this was premeditated. As far as I'm concerned, and I have been told and I am aware, he knew what he was going to do and probably very likely knew the outcome of what was going to come from it. Now, did he expect that the entire building was going to burn down along with everybody's property in the building? Maybe, probably not. Maybe he figured the fire department would put it out. Maybe that's what we all had figured, but because of the way the fire spread up into the 3rd story roof, where the insulation was, and burning through all the insulation, then it burned down into the 3rd floor, and then the 3rd floor fell into the 2nd floor, and in some cases right down through to the basement. So that is the defense of this guy, is that they're going to try to claim that he is not criminally liable given his current mental condition. Now, was he mentally ill? Potentially. I never met him. I don't know. From what I have heard from people, he was mentally ill. That is what I have heard. Was he on drugs at the time? I also don't know. I can't prove that. Maybe they did a drug test after they arrested him, in which case they could prove that. I have no idea. I can just suspect, based on what I've heard from people, that he was happy all of the time. That doesn't sound like a normal person. Normal people aren't happy literally all of the time unless they're on some kind of substance that makes it so. That is at least my own interpretation of it. But I would be extremely disappointed if this is the level of justice that myself and my 164 other friends receive after having their lives literally destroyed, is that this guy doesn't have to go to jail or serve any prison time at all. He'll just be put up in a mental institution or whatever because they deem him to be criminally insane. So that's one potential outcome. Hopefully, if this goes to jury or however the court system is going to be working through this process, that normal people who understand the damage that has been caused and understand that this was a premeditated thing that was done can actually see past that, because it would be a real travesty, a real darn lack of justice, let's say, if this guy didn't serve any time at all. I thought, from what I had heard, the rumors had stated that he was being charged with 165 accounts of life endangerment, one for each person in the building, even the people that weren't in the building because they were at work that day. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on that, I'm not a lawyer or a criminal defense trial expert or any of that, that each one of those can carry up to a maximum sentence of 8 years. So multiply that by 165, and this guy could be potentially serving hundreds, if not even 1,000 years prison sentence. But if he is deemed criminally insane or not legally liable for his actions because of his mental condition, then all I can say is, what can't you excuse based on someone's mental state? You know, I am diagnosed with mental illness too. I wear latex gloves all of the time, and I get asked by literally everyone why it is that I do that. It is because it's a coping mechanism for me and my mental illness. And I wouldn't dare think that it would be a justifiable excuse that, oh, well, why did he burn down the building? Oh, I have OCD. No, that doesn't make any sense at all. It just doesn't. So if that's the route they're going to play, then as far as I'm concerned, that's playing dirty. And I don't really want to stand for that. So I just want to make it known that, as far as I understand, this individual premeditated this action, which means that he would be criminally liable for the action, regardless of his mental state at the time on that day. So that is my interpretation of it, based on having no understanding of legal or anything like that. So all I can do is leave it in the hands of the court, and we will see what happens as a result of this. In the meantime, there isn't really much going on in terms of stuff here. I haven't heard any news or updates, or, as far as I'm aware, they're still waiting on the permits for the building to be removed. Most of the debris is still sitting there under a pile of shit that is destroyed. So that is the state of the building as it currently exists. And I just wanted to put out this quick update to let everyone know that there have been developments in the trial of Timothy Peterson. And that is according to the Calgary Herald news article from 6 hours ago. So I'm going to thank everyone for watching these videos, and make sure to keep subscribing and keep tuning into the channel for whatever news or updates transpires going forward in the future. It says that his next appearance in court is on the 12th of September, so that is several weeks away from now. I suspect that there may be more news to share in the interim between now and then, so just keep your eyes posted for when a new video comes out. Other than that, make sure to like the video and share the channel out with your friends, and I'll keep posting links in the descriptions for all these videos. Make sure to, if you can, donate to myself and my friends, because we still have many, many thousands of dollars left to go to replace the things and the items for which we have lost. This is going to take us until probably Christmas, if not some people, depending on the things that they lost, into next year or even the year after. So thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting us, and just make sure that everyone stays up to date with all the relevant facts and information regarding the trial of Anthony Peterson. So, Timothy Anthony Peterson. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.